Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to Linux Weekly, daily Wednesdays, where we sit back, relax, take that midweek break, talk about some of the fun things going on in the world of Linux and open source. I am cardigan-wearing old man Vin, joined every week by Jill Bryant, talking in the pre-show about the number 8. Not just any number 8, the TRON number 8, episode 448. I had to change that right before the show. I'm not a fan of the TRON number 8, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go look it up. All the other TRON numbers look very Tron-y, from the movie, the font type. So you get to the 8, and the 8's the one that's like chewing on a glue stick. And I'm like, what's going on, 8? But, that's how it looks in that universe. What's going on with you, though, Jill Bryant? Are you still playing that silly game all you wacky kids are running around and bobble? You're okay. So you've developed a legitimate crippling addiction to this game because you've bought a bobblehead.
I sure had. So I got a cute new Genshin Impact sculpture bobblehead featuring the character Farina de
What part's the bobblehead? Hang on a minute.
On top of a hydro slime. So it's a big...
it's a bobble slime that has taken a poor character's head, ripped it off, and attached it to it's horrifying.
Yeah. It's really heavy duty and well made. So it'd be good, if you wanted to put it in a car, it would be good. But she is so cute, Farina. So cute on there. And it's one of my favorite slimes, which is a character named Hydro Slime in the game. I just loved it.
It's got a little bit of blue in it. I talked about this on Saturday. I got something a little blue myself. Something old, something new, something borrowed. And that's right, everybody. Something blue.
Woo.
I teased it a little bit in our super secret Discord. I'm like, hey, I got a blue GPU. And it was like, Intel? I'm like, nope, try again. Pause. I think Nubbin was the first one to get in the ballpark. We were talking a little bit, I think in the post show last week, one of the most dangerous things is like trying to go to bed and like browsing something like eBay or, an auction site. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh, that's a Radeon WX 3100. That's like a 6-year-old card. I'm like, okay. And it was like $30. I didn't even think about it. I'm like, I put it on my watch list. I'm like, you know what? I need to go to sleep. I'll go check this out tomorrow. I get up that tomorrow. And the dude's like, how about 30% off? I'm like, sure, I'll give you $20. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to do with this. Now I have it. And it showed up. Let's start off with a little bit of sad news this week.
Yeah, I know. I was really, really sad about this. So there are more Mozilla layoffs once again. And this one is actually really big. This is one of the worst ones. The Mozilla Foundation, a nonprofit organization that promotes open source innovation on the internet, and the keepers of the Mozilla Corporation and the Mozilla Firefox web browser just laid off 30% of its staff. That's huge. And this staff reduction will result in the complete closure of the advocacy and global programs divisions, which is really sad. But Brandon Borman, vice president of communications at Mozilla, states, "We want to clarify that the restructuring has not dropped advocacy. On the contrary, advocacy is still a central tenet of Mozilla Foundation's work, and we are in the process of revisiting our approach to it."
Maybe, as you said, Jill, it's all about just getting it slimmed back down, get our focus together, and they're going to come out of this in a positive note. I hope so. They got a good standard. We need Firefox. We need Option B. We need the other browsers that we've talked about on this show that are being worked on. We need all of it. We need
all of it. Yeah.
Something other than the omnipresent Chrome.
Yeah.
That is out there dictating web standards today. So, yeah, it is sad news, but hopefully they get everything sorted out. Wish everybody the best now.
Me too.
Right before we went live today, at 2 p.m., I launched something I've been working on for a while. Because back in July on this show, we talked about the Radxa X4, and I got really excited about it. I did. I did, because previously and we talked about the Zima board before that.
Yeah.
You remember the Zima board? It was quad core.
It was awesome.
X86, but it was like $200 for a decent one, plus They wanted like $35 for the power supply, which made me mad. And I'm like, I'm not ordering one. So the X4, we want to take a look at it. It is just a little block of Raspberry Pi shaped madness. It's got the NVMe drive, 2.5 gig Ethernet, Intel Alder Lake N100. And here's the crazy thing. All for under $100.
Woohoo.
And as you might have guessed, they just sold out immediately. They did.
Yeah.
They were just gone. These things were internet myths. Like a couple of people managed to get a hold of them. And like to this day, like you cannot find an 8 gig version, which is the one I have right here. What did I do? I was not to be deterred. I reached out to Razda. I'm like, can I just buy a review sample? Because I know you guys have to have review samples to send out to like popular like YouTubers and stuff like that. I'm like, I will pay retail for it. And they wrote back and they said, get out of here. No, you cannot buy a review sample, Vinstone. I'm like, come on, man. They're like, we'll just send you one. I'm like,
just send you one. That's so nice.
Neat. P.S. We don't have any to send out right now because we're also out of them. So if you could wait. So like a month later, it showed up. So I got a box. It had the Radxa X4 in it, and that was pretty much it. The other box had a open air test bench / heat sink. Don't really want to call it a case, but it had all the parts for the, arts and crafts. Really had a fun time playing with this for the past month. Look at this BIOS. Look at that.
Oh, I love it. Classic BIOS.
Dude, it is a BIOS that you can use with just a keyboard. And you think that would be antiquated? No, it's great. And it's got
wonderful.
All the modern settings that you would want. Even stuff, it's got the section of like, I'm not messing with anything in here that's above my pay grade. I wrote over on Interfacing Linux. I really felt like the first time I had the Raspberry Pi 1, the original one, back in 2012, like holding this, playing with this, going, I see where this is going. Because we've had x86 single board computers before. This is not new. What we haven't had is cheap ones. Yeah. This is cheap. And I'm not talking cheap in quality. I'm talking about cheap in price. We're talking in a world where a Raspberry Pi can run you $70, this thing's $10 more. So I give that a recommend if you're looking for a development board. If you're looking for a mini PC, go buy a little mini PC. Let's talk and shift gears. It's Raspberry Pi hubs. Not a USB 1, not a 1.2, not a USB 2, or any of the other variations. A USB Blue.
Yeah. So the Raspberry Pi has just made their own official Raspberry Pi USB 3 hub. And it is available to buy for just $12. Yeah, lots of people out there have made USB hubs, and we all have some laying around our houses, but this one is special. It's normal in that it features a USB 3.0 Type A connector, 4 USB 3.0 Type A ports, and a USB-C socket for an external power supply that is optional and sold separately. And the Raspberry Pi USB 3 hub has data transfer speeds up to 5 gigabytes per second. But what's interesting is even Upton, Raspberry Pi CEO, explains why they designed their own hub. Well, we'd become frustrated with the quality and price of the hubs available online. Either you pay a lot of money for a nicely designed and reliable product, which works well with a broad range of hosts and peripherals, or you cheap out and get something much less compatible or unreliable or ugly or all three. Sometimes you spend a lot of money and still get a lousy product. And even Upton is right. There's lots of cheap ones floating around Amazon and eBay and everywhere. And sometimes they die, within a few months. So what's really cool, though, is that, of course, this works with all models of Raspberry Pi computers, as well as any other modern day computer that has USB holes. And you can grab one to play with over at the usual Raspberry Pi distributors and link in our show notes at CanaKit, Pi Shop, and SparkFun. And I thought this was really, really cool that they're making all their own peripherals. I'm really happy about that, because then you're getting ones that are going to be good quality and work well and inexpensive. So you can't complain about the price, $12.
We got to put the good ones out first, man. You know, when you're saturating your own market, then once you drive everybody else out of business, then you can start making the chunky ones.
Yeah.
You got to think about that. It's USB hub. It's going to be a tough sell for me and you, me and Jill.
Yeah.
You at home. We're like, you know why? Why? Because you got a box hub. That's why.
Yes.
You do. You got a
do.
collection of USB. Just go open the tech closet, man. Just look in there. You got 5 or 6 just laying around. However, to the point, here's what I like about it. I like the spirit of it. I like the spirit of
yes.
going, I ain't got time to sort through this junk. Now, typically, that would be an Amazon purchase. Now, if you shop at Connecticut, Adafruit, or your local pie place, they usually have decent ones there. You don't have to worry about them. They've been tested. But
yeah.
This would probably make sense, in like the kit sense for like educational, like here's the hub, here's the, here's the kit, right? Here's the hub, here's the mouse, here's the Pi 400, and go out the door. For like individual stuff, like, yeah, listen, that's like $12, dude. Like if you want a hub with a Pi embossed on it, get one. There you go.
Mm-hmm. A little raspberry on top of it.
You might need it. If you're going to dip it into some liquid nitrogen.
Yes, you would.
3,600 megahertz. I wanted to give this a quick little mention because, come on, right?
Yeah, this is awesome.
It's just a 3.6 gigahertz Raspberry Pi 5 isn't normal, but it is when you got some LNO2. LNO2? I don't know, liquid nitrogen laying around the house. And that's what Scatterbencher got up to lately. Using the official Raspberry Pi OS. They made a point here. It's like, we tried doing this with Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
Yeah, Debian with a body kit. Didn't have great results, so they went back to like Raspbian and with the Numa patch. And that's what they ended up with. They ended up using the official Raspberry Pi OS, which is Raspbian, and had to break out the Amplex One power card and some crystal oscillator swapping to like, they're really throwing it down here, man. And I was really happy to see this. And I wanted to give it a mention because this is the type of, look at that. That's wow. That's an LN2 pot on a Raspberry Pi 5. That is the type of silliness I wholly approve of. That is so cool to see. Yeah. And they managed to get 3.6, what was it? 3.4 for the benchmarks and 3.6 as just a max. Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? I'm down with it.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is so cool, Vin. Literally. It's cool. And I like the detailed blog about Scatterbencher's journey trying to get the Raspberry Pi 5 the fastest it could go. It was really a great read. And this is
I
just
wasn't
so
going to
cool.
even mention it until I get down, like, put in the show, just because, like, if you're swapping out crystals, I'm like, okay, you're trying here, man. And then sure enough, yes, you are up to some Scandinavian witchcraft. So yeah, there you go. Free plug. Link in the show notes, as with everything else. Go freeze your pies. I just had visions of like trying to build a pot out of like a straw for like a Pi 0W. Like putting, I don't even know how I'd get like a dropper for Ellen. And not playing with liquid nitrogen. Let's go with liquid helium. Let's get it really cool.
There we go.
Good to see. As Jill said, it is literally quite cool. All right. There we go, everybody. Gonna run. Have a great rest of your week. Again, go check out my video for the Radxa if you're curious about that. Leave a comment. Leave me a thumbs if you want. I don't know. Usually get like 2 days before the YouTube algorithm like goes boom and like sends it out to people. So get in while I can, before the comment section blow up, and I'll actually be able to see it. And if you like what we do, you want to join us over at linuxgamecast.com, become one of our patrons, subscribe to us on Twitch, all the fun things. You get access to our Discord. I'll be back this Friday with the TM2 crew. We're playing the Trackmania. We're doing RPGs, man. We're having a blast.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be a Twitch sub or Patreon or anything. Completely free. You just got to get the role-playing RPG Trackmania 2 set up on your home system. Have a copy of Trackmania, which is like $9. If it's not on sale, it's always on sale. And go on an adventure with us around 8:45, where we try to get from point A to point B, usually through a castle or a woodland environment where it's not clear. We have to work together as a team. And it's like, well, that sounds like a role-playing game. Yeah, but we're in cars. So you can imagine the chaos that ensues. And of course, Saturday, I'll be back for Linux Gamecast. What are we? Oh, we're going to be talking about the Snow White edition. The Dodge
I know.
Snow Steam
I want
Deck.
that.
You do?
Yes,
A lot of people are like,
I like the white.
kind of strange, man. It's kind of strange. It's good. It's going to be available worldwide for once.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
Sweet.
cool. All right, everybody, let's get out of here and
Yay!
roll some credits.
Thank all our beautiful patrons, like our advisors, Theron, who's in chat right now, as always. Our executive producers, Ian Eshep, our Chicago Kicks Mules, Glorious Egg Roll, Basil, Empty, Casey Clism, our Sea Monsters, Veritanuda, Truggy, that one's hard to read. Our Death Notes, Nubbin, Turnover, Martin, Renee, our Chairlings, Greg, Douglas, Thomas, Martin. I got through some of them.
You did. You did.
Our Theron, Newt Newt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, get out there. Have a great rest of your week. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone. Love you all.